because we have a panel discussion. Yes, you can come onto stage. We're going to invite back Audrey Asson, Pierre-Yves Le Traon. We're going to invite from the Director General of Research and Innovation of the European Commission, Sigi Gruber. And thank you for already being back on stage, Yannick Ogvorian. Thank you very much. And I'm going to give the microphone to Pierre-Yves. Yes, absolutely. To moderate this discussion. Thank you very much for being here.
So thanks again. So we'll have this short panel discussion, to follow this nice overview of GEO and GEO Blue Planet. I will start with you, Sigi, for European Commission. So as can be seen or also demonstrated in this European Pavilion, European Commission has been very instrumental to develop the whole activity for the ocean value chain and contribute to GEO. Can you tell us a little more on all these different initiatives that the European Commission has developed to GEO?
Thank you very much. I'm representing Pavel Missiga. But how can I summarize what the previous speakers have so brilliantly already presented to you? And when you watched the video, it became very clear. And I just would like to quote one sentence that GEO Blue Planet is the arm. I think it is the arms and the legs and part of the brain. Because the ocean, as you, Yara, said, is 80% of the Earth. So if you translate that, I think... but the Commission, of course, has, over the last 20 years, already funded a lot of scientific projects, which led, actually, the basis, the foundations, to what every one of you have already seen in the digital twin of the ocean, and the many services it will provide. So, but I do not want to talk about the past. I want now to talk about the future, if you allow me.
I was about to ask you a question on the future, but you can go directly, yes.
Yeah.
I think you want to know what the European Commission will do.
I would need now really to pull out all the different examples of projects, etc. Many of you have already heard the President, Ursula von der Leyen, announcing the European Ocean Pact and a big new ocean observation initiative. Now, first of all, I think you all agree with me that ocean observation, as Yara, you said, is really the foundation of everything. It saves us, it protects us, it helps us to restore the health. It will survey us, and it provides us as well with all the value chain that we need for the prosperity, for the well-being of the citizens and the coastal communities. So the European Union is going to step up and put a lot of new funding into this new initiative. It will be launched, it will span from the coast to the deep sea. So this is going to be really a challenge, but together I think we can make it. It will cover the entire knowledge value, the entire knowledge chain, and also really leverage on what exists. So without now going into the different examples of what exists, it has to, that is the basis. And it will be critical, of course, for all sectors, as you already both highlighted. And it will be critical for the private sector as well, and for society. Now, what will this look like? I hope you're curious now.
Yeah.
First of all, it will cover ocean observation campaigns, data processing, infrastructures, provision of key services, and all this with a couple of keywords. It will connect, it will scale, it will govern, and it will secure the data. And why I think we are living all a very critical geopolitical moment where data provision is not a guarantee. It is not the obvious as we have experienced this until now. So this new European Choose Europe initiative is also a political response towards that. And there is already a mini roadmap in 2025 through the Horizon Europe Framework Programme. There will be work will focus on securing the historical data. In 2026, we will deliver a blueprint which will map the different knowledge gaps. In 2027, we will develop an integrated, high-tech, cost-effective and reliable ocean secure system. We will lay the foundations, because this goes as well with the future of what is called the multi-annual framework of the European Union, where the money, of course, has to be secured. And by 2027, we hope really to have the foundations to create a coherent, standardized ocean observation, to planning and conducting the first ocean campaigns. And all this will integrate EMODNet, the digital twin of the ocean, the different science really led scientific projects. It will as well hopefully fully integrate and work with GEO and GEO Blue Planet, because we need your cooperation as well. And by the end of the day, it will also be a major deliverable for the UN Decade of Ocean Science. And so for that, stay tuned. The European Commission will very soon start working on this. And I invite you all on behalf of Pavel Misiga to join in. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Ziggy. Indeed, the European Ocean Pact is one of the great announcements during this conference. It's very good to see that you already have a plan, not only a text, but already some implementation measure. This would be great to, at European level, to put together Copernicus, EMODNet, DTO, and improve well. So thanks a lot. I will not turn to you, Jana, if you are... So you had a major event in Rome a couple of weeks ago, the GEO Forum, where you presented the GEO post-2025 strategy. So maybe a first question to you. So how do you see, as part of this strategy, we could strengthen the ocean and coastal part of GEO?
By you mean?
By GEO. GEO as a whole, you know.
I think everyone who is in this room and on this panel, whether it's the GEO Blue Planet, whether it's Mercator International, you are the GEO legacy. It's what made GEO who we are, and therefore it's critical that the future is shaped with continued and strengthened collaboration. I think together we have learned a lot. We've been through many lessons where things have worked, things have not quite worked. And it's our ability to shape our future based on the lessons learned. Oftentimes people say lessons learned, but they never learn from those lessons. I'm really hoping we apply those lessons learned. And I think it's really important that we recognize that to create that sustainable world that we all talk about in resolutions, in treaties, at home, in political environments, it really depends on our ability to connect many aspects, many facets. It's the science, it's the political will, it's the civil and citizen action, it's the financing, which is why even in this conference, I think in the first 2 days, the role of finance has been so prominent. For us to really shape a productive outcome, we need to recognize equally the importance of all of these work streams. And we need to continue to be advocates for all of these individual aspects.
Maybe specific questions in terms of implementation. So as you know, I mean, the implementation is done by member state, participating organizations. So we see that there is a need for investment in ocean and coastal observation. So how GEO works with member states, with participating organizations to facilitate or develop this required investment.
I think this EU ocean observation program is really shaped in the spirit of what we've been doing. GEO, I like to sometimes describe ourselves as curators of data and observations. Our role is to create that foundational, fundamental data sets, infrastructure, so that then individual governments, private sector can really build on top of that. To create this foundational layer requires this oftentimes unsexy but the most difficult task of coordinating with member states, with academia, universities, government institutes, and oftentimes regional intergovernmental bodies. Much like GEO Blue Planet has done it for one of the examples we saw in the video. That is the bread and butter of GEO. So I view us continuing to do this work, but really in the way that reaches more actors, creates a more convincing value proposition. Again, we have to recognize that the seasons change, foreign policies change. Sometimes we see the waves of protectionism coming and going. That's why in everything that we do, we have to create those win-win propositions. You know, this color blue is supposed to be creating calm, tranquility, and feeling of trust. And I think it's really appropriate for us to be sitting surrounded by this color blue, because every work that GEO does actually is through creating trust-based relationships. I'm confident that the reason Audrey and her initiative partners have been so successful is because they didn't make it just about data. They made it about relationships where trust was paramount. And so as we implement working with small nations who oftentimes can say, why would we open up our knowledge and data to you? Because you'll just take it, create value-added products, sell it, and we get nothing in return. So carefully managing these relationships by ensuring that we provide win-win opportunities is how GEO is going to implement this post-2025 strategy.
Thanks a lot for this very nice answer. So I need now to turn to Audrey. I mean, maybe a short question. So Audrey, you made an excellent overview of GEO Blue Planet, all the activities and so on. Can you tell us a little more how you integrate European activities, I mean European efforts, in the overall GEO Blue Planet international coordination?
Of course, I can do this. So basically the idea is to, we are integrating European efforts basically the same way we're integrating global efforts from every region, because we want to make sure that in every working group, in every activities we do, we have representation from as diverse possible communities, and thus it's organic. We have European contribution in there as well, because Copernicus Marine Service, EMONET, these are very powerful tools, and actually we are in Europe, especially for marine litter and for sargassum, we are leading the way. We are showing how different countries can work together in delivering services, in delivering data infrastructures and so on, and actually other, we look at it as we can upscale this globally. Same with the observation of marine litter. It's already operational in Europe, done by different countries. The harmonization has been done by the GRC, the Joint Research Center of the European Commission, and we're looking at how do we use, again, lesson learned, and how do we move this upscale globally. Thank you.
Thanks, Audrey. So last question for you, Thierry. I mean, you explain how GEO works to provide an overall European coordination of all GEO-related activity. Could you maybe elaborate on how GEO, together with GEO Blue Planet, will work to improve the coordination for marine and coastal activities in Europe?
Okay, thank you very much. First of all, I should give a picture or an image about what is EuroGeo. You can think EuroGeo like a rocket, with at the basis the action group, at the first level the national activity, and so on and so forth, till the GEO on top of it. What we try to do on this is really to support the coordination, combination, and cooperation. That's key in what we are doing. When you are looking to the European landscape, you see a lot of actors. Copernicus services, of course, but USPA, the European Union Space Agency, Destiny program, the Destination Earth with the digital twins of ocean, and I know Mercator is also working on this, and I think it's a good idea to have also this, and so on and so forth. And you can continue with ESA, with ECMWF, and all the big institutes talking about Earth observation and application of Earth observation toward decision makers. The key question on this is really how to avoid to duplicate the effort, how we can support to have good way of organizing the activity, and really to reach a point of view that allow all the activity in Europe to be focused on the goal of each of the thematic area we are working on. You have a series of action groups. They are here because they are thematic. They were previously in GEO. Now we are organizing the activity a bit differently in terms of focus area, but more or less you find also all the different elements that are in this action group. And really the idea in EuroGeo is to support all the stage of this rocket and to support it in order to have really a goal at the end, reaching the moon or reaching Mars, I don't know, but reaching solution, Earth observation application, integrated solution that support decision making.
Thanks a lot, Thierry. I think it's, and thanks all panelists for this short but very inspiring discussion and exchange. I think it's no time to close the session, so thanks a lot for all of you. I think we are just a bit late by 2 or 3 minutes. That's normal. Okay.
We are totally
Donny
fine.
will take a photo before you leave. So, okay. Thanks a lot.